recorded. I'm Ashlyn from Booty Fit, and Suzanne, thank you for joining me today. Suzanne, you've recently completed our 21-day weight loss program, and you've gone on to become one of our monthly members, right? So firstly, just to find out what was going on for you before you found Booty Fit.
All right. Okay. So quite a bit actually. Earlier in the year, I'd been diagnosed with breast cancer. I'd been quite well. I can't say I was poorly with that because I never found anything. It was caught on a mammogram, but it was a treatment that had kind of slowed my pace down and meant that I was kind of having to recover from surgery and radiotherapy, those kinds of things, and having to shield a lot. So I'd got kind of a bit stuck. I wasn't being as active as I used to be. And in a bit of my research, I've read about fasting and weight loss. I put a little bit of weight on because I've been comfort eating because of stress. And what I started to do was I'd fast. I did one fast, it was 48 hours, and I'd just drink water. And then the minute I could eat again, it's almost like my eating got worse than before because I was so hungry. I just wanted to, then I was in the mode of thinking, well, I'm just going to treat myself now because I've done really well fasting. And I was getting in a cycle of basically fasting, or I guess you could class it as it is, it's starving yourself and then kind of binging really.
Okay.
Then feeling guilty for eating too much rubbish, knowing that I know how to eat healthily and that I wasn't doing it, but then the guilt would make me comfort eat furthermore. And then I'd be feeling guilty that I didn't want to fast. So I'd gotten a real kind of stuck in my head with how I was viewing like my basically just my whole lifestyle was kind of really out of whack.
And you know, intermittent fasting, 5 and things like that have got so many health benefits and they work for millions of people. Okay. Personally, I could not and would not want to fast for 48 hours because I like my food. That would be 48 hours of misery, right? And you know what? Why were you looking to do this? Because you're not like, compared to lots of our members, you're quite slightly built. You're slim. What was it? Was it fatigue or what attracted you to Booty Fit?
I was feeling really sluggish because I mean, I've got a little girl, she's 7 now, and you've always got sweets in the house when you've got children on the whole. And basically, I was just eating bits of her leftover food that she wasn't eating. I was getting to a point where I was doing it secretively, like I was like scoffing bits of food. And then I'm thinking, why am I covering this up? Why do I feel ashamed of what I'm doing? It's because I knew that I wasn't eating healthily as well as I could. I'd eat like a packet of biscuits at a night, a packet of squashy sweets. And then it was getting to a point where I'd wake up in the morning, I wanted more sugar again. So I'd have a little packet of Haribos. Then I'd make a sweet cup of tea and I'd be drinking about 6 to 8 cups of coffee with sugar in it and lots of milk. And I was getting through a lot of rubbish. Then I balance it out with a bit of healthy stuff, like I cook, I don't know, like a chickpea stew or something. But then when I ate that, I think, oh, this tastes really good. I'd have like 3 servings of it, like 3 massive bowls of it, you know? So I was feeling sluggish, frustrated, and worried because I obviously with being put into chemical menopause, you know, your metabolism that slows down. I was thinking I can't keep this pace up. I was getting away with it, yes, because I wasn't like really massively overweight or anything like that, but I didn't feel good. I felt tired. I felt grouchy sometimes, and I felt out of control. I was doing a lot of still comfort eating, and I thought it's almost like food had got control of me. I wasn't making sensible choices. Like now, with accountability and everything, I'm making sensible choices, and each day I'm reassessing and thinking about how I'm eating and what I'm eating and what I'm drinking. I wasn't doing that.
So, you know, I'm under the impression that you were consuming a lot of sugar, and sugar is highly addictive. So you're having the highs and the lows of sugar, just like a drug addict does, basically. I would imagine joining Booty Fit, was it a shock to the system, or like what was the process like doing the 21-day program?
You know what, the 5-day challenge, because obviously I'd seen a friend of mine on Facebook, Louise, who'd been posting these pictures and she was all radiant and everything, and she'd mentioned about Booty Fit. So that obviously got my interest. And then I signed up for the 5-day challenge, didn't I? And with the 5-day challenge, I just thought, I don't know, something in me was like, well, if Louise has had these results and she's really like radiant and everything, and every time that you did a post or you put something live, it made sense to me. So
you got so stuck in to the challenge.
I really, it was,
myself, Nicola and Shelley talk nigh on daily. We're like, my God, Suzanne's literally like, even the 3-5 day challenge, lots of people ignore that, but you totally got immersed in it all, didn't you?
It made sense to me. And each little change, like for example, up in your water, I could see how that fitted with the exercise, how it fitted with, any cravings or, wanting, to eat, filling your tummy up with the water. It all fitted together and made sense. And also giving up the caffeine as well, that made sense to me as well. So what I did was I thought, I'm just going to trust the process. It's worked for Louise. I can see it's worked for lots of other people. Everything you said resonated, and it fitted with other bits I'd read around nutrition and little bits I'd read before, and more like it was also very kind of relaxed in a way. Although you've got to be committed to it, it wasn't rigid, like with the food and everything. Part of me was a little bit anxious about, when you said about like the food planning. I've never planned my food.
Okay.
I've never batch cooked. And I was thinking, oh, what if I don't like some of the recipes, or what if there's things on there I have to eat and I don't like? And I was worried it would be, because there's been some programs I've signed up for in the past, and it's very specific. You can eat this and this and this on day one, and you have to eat that, exactly that. There's no choice.
And you know what? That's what I always say to people, because Shelley and I love food and we love flavours, and we're not fussy eaters, but when I eat, I want to enjoy myself.
Yes.
I always say to people, I guarantee we can cater for you, because we have got an abundance of recipes. So you're right, it isn't just black and white. You have to eat this on day one. There is loads of flexibility around it, isn't there?
There's that, and it's also, I think it's just psychologically, instead of on a typical diet, you would think, oh, I can't have that, and I can't have that, and I can't have that. You're thinking, oh, look what I can have that, and I can have that, and I can have that. So you're focusing on what you can have, and you're learning to enjoy. Basically, for me, it's learning to enjoy food again. I think my taste has definitely changed. I mean, I've not tested it by having any sweets. I mean, I've not had any sweets since, I think, just before the 5-day challenge, or the minute that
I bet your daughter's quite glad about that, isn't she?
Yeah, there's loads.
There's lots of those in the cupboard for her.
I look like I've got, like if there was like some kind of apocalypse in terms of the crisps and everything that I used to eat. She's now she's off the crisps as well. Oh, and the other day she's like, Mummy, can I have a snack? And I thought she'd want like a mini roll or something. It's, no, Mummy, I want cucumber sticks and some grapes, please. I went, fantastic.
Oh my God. And you know what? I always say to people, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, your lifestyle is going to be similar to your parents or the way that you were brought up. And we all mimic people that brought us up. So the fact that your daughter has got such a positive impression of food now, well, fingers crossed, put her in good stead. Okay. And you were saying, am I right in assuming, because of breast cancer, you would not be offered HRT, would you? You've gone, you're going to be, you're forced into an early chemical menopause. And so you were starting to look at things of how to help the menopause without medication.
Basically, I mean, obviously it's just that my breast cancer was fed purely through estrogen dependent. So it's the lowest risk breast cancer you can get, and the most easy one to treat. That's obviously if you get it early. I was very lucky to get it caught early. I was like, I wasn't expecting to be in menopause. At one bit we thought that I might have to have chemotherapy, 6 rounds of chemotherapy before radiotherapy, even after a lumpectomy. I had to have all my lymph nodes removed as well under my left arm. That was very invasive. So I was just, my pace was slowing down, and with the menopause I thought, I've got to kind of get on track health wise, because if my estrogen levels are down and my energy levels are down, and they're saying potentially, my metabolism is going to slow down, I cannot keep up the pace that I've had, getting away with it. And to be fair, I wasn't getting away with it because I felt crap. I really did.
This is it though. People look and say, but you're slim, you're getting away with it.
And then they say, go and have some more, go on, have this, have that, you can eat it.
It's not about your size, it's the way that you're feeling, isn't it? Yeah.
And also, I can just say one other thing as well, Ashley, that I realise as well. It's also body image as well for me. I mean, on that side of it, yes, I wasn't like obese, overweight, or anything like that, but I got extra fat around, or like on my back and different places. And I knew putting certain clothes on, I thought, I know I can feel and look better in certain things, but I've just got these bulges around here, and I'm not feeling myself in my clothes. I know I can feel better in them.
No, that's really good that you should say that, because I think lots of people that are bigger make an assumption about people that are slim.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all right. And I was going, no, it's all relative. It all depends
Yeah.
on what we see in the mirror.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you see in me. It's all relative, isn't it? So I like the fact. And you know what? So tell us, you've only been with us, including the 5-day challenge. You've only been hanging out with us for like a month or just over a month now, right? Tell us all about the wins.
Right. Well, I'll go with the weight first, although that's not. There's loads of wins, but with the weight over the 21-day challenge, I lost 7 pounds with that, and I think I wrote it down. I think it's 10.7 inches with that. But from the outset, when I decided to apply the principles that you were teaching, I think that was just before the 5-day challenge as well. So it is just like over a month. In total, I've lost 13 pounds. So it's nearly a stone. And I knew on the weighing scales, I thought, I'm not happy with this weight. This is the heaviest I've been, and I know I don't have to be this weight, but like I say, I just got stuck. So that's the weight side of things. I feel so much better in my clothes, like tons better. Feel more like me again.
And we saw Suzanne posted a before and after photo. Was it your daughter that took a picture of you working out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And your body shape looks totally different.
I was completely shocked with that myself,
Yeah.
because when I first was working out, I thought I'll get Eliana to take some pictures, just because I was aware when I put my sports bra on, I could see that bulges at back, and my hope was that would disappear in time, but I didn't expect it as quick as what it did. So that was brilliant. Energy's been great in terms of, I want to find reasons to move. Again, with exercise, it's been a bit of a love-hate thing. Like in the past, I've done lots of high intensity HIIT workouts because it's been more convenient at home, because getting to the gym, like being a single parent, and I don't drive neither, I don't have a car. So fitting it all in, getting to a gym, getting back from a little girl, it's not been practical. So I've done HIIT workouts, but then it's been a case of, I don't want to push myself anymore. So then I've done it for a while and then stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And when you were like telling us all about, yes, there's exercise, but also just steps and movement that burns calories. That's, it's not like exercise in that sense, but it's still movement. So it's about movement.
Yeah.
It kind of opened my eyes and thought, well, I love walking. So I'll get my Garmin back on, because I'd had this from like a couple of years ago and not worn it for 2 years. And I used to love like it recording my steps. And I thought, well, I'll start with 10,000 steps a day. That recommended 10,000 steps they recommend for a bit of weight loss. And I'm averaging overall at the moment about 15,000 steps a day, because some days where I'll do 20,000, or, I'll go for an extra long walk to pick up some, I'm finding reasons to walk all the way, not to my local shops, but further afield, just to get on foot and get moving.
Do you know what? It's funny. I'm not going to the gym today. We're going to Ibiza on Sunday, so I'm busy. I've got a pack, but I'll go to the vet as soon as I finish this. And I'm thinking, right, it's probably about a mile and a half away. I'll walk to the vet. Why do I need to get far? The weather's nice. If I put a jacket on, that's 3 miles. That's going to be, I don't know, 7,000-8,000 steps.
Yes.
And those things are so important. We don't necessarily have to do that focused exercise, okay?
Yeah.
So your energy is better. You've lost weight. What about I'm under the impression that you're quite into mindset.
Yeah, also my anxiety. I was starting to suffer like quite badly with anxiety, and I kind of alternating with then getting kind of quite down and a bit depressed. Partly, obviously, that's when you've been through something like breast cancer. I've come out the other side of it, but it puts everything in perspective. And there's periods at a time where you're waiting for results from things and you don't know what's going on, and it's really scary. So I put it largely down to that. But I think the combination of not having the sugar spikes, feeling more, knowing that I'm doing the right thing by myself, and I've got more sense of self-control, that I don't need to comfort eat anymore, because I'm feeling full on what I'm having and I'm feeling good about what I'm having. that's impacted and massively reduced my anxiety. Before I was sat round, so I'd drop my little girl off at school, I'd get home and I'd do a little bit of work, but then I'd sit a lot. Whereas now I'm going out and I'm actively walking, and that's must be giving me like positive, endorphins and everything must be releasing, because that's making me feel really like light. I mean, I literally am lighter, aren't I? But I feel light and springy on my feet.
Like, if you think about it, with your breast cancer, you have no control, and I'd imagine the fact that you've taken control of your food will release the anxiety anyway. But also, Nicola, who worked with us, that Nicola suffers with acute anxiety,
right?
And she didn't step out the house for like 7 months or something, and she did loads of research, and there's a massive correlation between the foods you eat and anxiety. And also, if you've got anxiety, being outside and exercising is meant to be really good. So it's all one of a really big picture, isn't it?
Massively so. And that's another byproduct of this as well, with following your advice. Like, I was on like 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day. I've not had a cup of coffee since, I can't remember when. Probably, I don't know if it was over the 5 days where it said you could have one, and then I had one, and then next day I didn't, and then after, all I drink is water. So
wow.
now it's got cold, so I'm not getting the energy in the morning from my caffeine, because I'm not having any caffeine. So with the water now, obviously now it's getting a bit colder, I'm having it warmer, because necking like cold water is a little bit harsh feels a bit harsh on my system. But I'm having lots of mugs of hot water, sometimes put lemon juice in that, or some slices of lemon, and that's not been difficult to stick to. Again, I've not found that hard. It's really weird when I'm around the food that I would have eaten before, the junk food or sweets or even cups of coffee. I'll make a cup of coffee for my partner. It's really weird. I just kind of look at it and I'm like, yes, I used to have that, and I'm really curious about it, but I've not got this really desperate need to consume it. Brilliant. In the past, I would have had to have had it. It's like, it's almost like I'm an alien looking at this foreign thing, and it's really
and you know what? Do you not reckon on lots of diets, as you said, it's very rigid, and it's you can only eat certain food, and if you can only eat certain food, it makes you crave what you can't have. But as lots of people say here, it's really simple and it's really flexible. So I think that you don't feel like you're not allowed it, so it makes it easier. So Suzanne, have you got anything else to say? So it looks like you have done like amazingly well. You have lost a lot of weight. Your energy levels are feeling better. You're getting out, you're racking up 15,000 steps a day. Anxiety is managed a lot better. And last thing I want to ask you is this way of living, because this is the really important part for me, okay? Answer honestly, is this now sustainable? Because I don't believe in fad diets. How do you feel about this, the sustainability side of it?
It's totally sustainable, because it's about accountability, isn't it? I mean, obviously the support of the group's amazing. Just doing a post every day, knowing that you are sharing what you've done and that other people are going to be reading that, it does make you think about your choices. You think, I'm going to be posting later, so you know what I mean. You've got to be that sensible in your choices, but also you support each other, or people open up very quick, I think, in the group, and it really is like it's a tribe of like-minded women at a certain point in their lives where they probably all felt stuck at some point, and they're just needing that push. And it's real people, it's real women, all with different lifestyles, different backgrounds, different parts of the country and stuff, and we've all got one shared vision, isn't it, that we want to improve our health, and we don't want the menopause to be a really negative, horrible experience. And this has proven that it doesn't have to be, so when I next see my doctor and he says about weight gain, I said, no, actually I've lost a lot of weight healthily, and I feel great. And when people ask me, how do you look well, I say, I feel great, I feel fantastic.
Brilliant. And thank you so much for joining me. Okay,
I'm going to
stop, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Where's the stop?